Hey y'all, welcome back to FitFrens. So today I'm going to be working on the fit again, but it's been sitting for a hot minute, so I'm not sure if it's going to start, so let's find out. Oh, that's a good sign. Light works. Alright, pray for me. Woo, doggy! What a machine. So, as I said, I'm going to be working on my lovely little race car here. And I didn't tell y'all, but it officially is a race car because I'm going to be competing in Sunday Cup this year. So being I'm going to be competing, I want to make the car as competition worthy as possible. And I'm on a budget, unfortunately. So I really don't have a lot of room to do that with. So that leads us to our parts here. So we have some shifter bushings. These go for the shifter mount, like inside the car, and then these go for the shifter cables to the transmission. So that's what I'm going to be installing today. Real quick, I just want to say, Acuity, dude, the packaging, the quality of just the packaging, and then like, you can even feel like, it feels like the quality of the parts as well. It just seems so good. Well, the lighting here is kind of dookie, but I'm going to try and show y'all what the shifter's like before and after. So this is before. I mean, you know, she has some wiggle to her. Honestly, I don't have a lot of complaints about the shifting feel, but these weren't that much. My best friend Vince bought them for me. Thank you, Vince. Shout out to him. But they weren't that much, and I'm assuming it'll take all this slop out. We'll see how she goes. Well, naturally, step one to all Honda Fit things. Wiper cowl has to come off. And don't forget to remove this guy before you pop the hood, because I do it all the time, and then I have to put the hood back down, and not the end of the world, but pro tip. No, actually. So now center this one down here. Nope, not 8. It's not 4, it's not 6. How is it? No, it's 5. It's not a 4, it's not a 6. What the hell is it? No way, it's a 5. What? Not a 5, not a 6? Sir? Oh my god, tell me your secrets. What are you? Oh yes, of course, the 730 seconds on my Honda Fit. How could I not have known? You know what? I think we're going to go better. So, let's just fucking do that. Alright, so maybe you can get away without pulling the battery, but, you know, I'm special. Yeah. So, what we're replacing is a little hard to see. I couldn't really show you before, but these are the bushings here. This one, and then this one down here. It's hard to see, sorry. So I got there's some clips right here that they connect to, like one right there, and then one, my shadow's poking it, right there. You gotta remove those, so I'm gonna PB blast them and pray that they moved. Then we'll get these off and replace the bushings. I got a light, so it's a little bit brighter in here. After farting around with those things for, you know, longer than I care to admit to, they don't want to move. So what I'm going to do is instead, looks like they're on a housing, and I'm just going to unbolt that housing to move them around. It's just 3 bolts, one in the middle, one to the left of the upper shift cable, and then one to the right of the lower shift cable. I think they're 12 mils. Make sure you put those bolts somewhere where you'll question where you put them later. These should be, yeah, free and loose. All right, let's. All right, it's because, Yep, because of that. So anyways, I'm just gonna yank on the other one too. Yep, bye. So now they should be free to move. Why don't you wanna cooperate here, bub? Oh, now it does. Now it does, after I broke things. So it's gonna be hard to tell, but basically what you're gonna do is, you can already see I popped it out. You're gonna hold this firmly.
Firmly grasp it.
Because you don't want to manipulate it too much and damage the cable, especially if you have an old piece of shit like me. So you're gonna put your screwdriver in the hole here and just kind of pry it until the bushing pops out. And try to hold this as firmly as you can.
Firmly grasp it.
So that way you're not, bending the shit out of the cable and breaking it. So hopefully you can see this kind of when I'm doing it, but probably not because I'm gonna be in the way. And it just pops out like that. Ta-da! Hopefully I can show you how just, easy peasy it is here. It's not easy peasy. There you go. Honestly, that method works pretty well. I definitely recommend it. So now for installation, honestly, it's pretty simple. You just take your new bushing. So it's easy to tell which side goes up and down because this says this side down. So you just take this, press it in here. That's pretty freaking easy peasy, my guy. And then the bottom side, you take that lock ring that I just dropped. So anyways, you take this lock ring, and at the bottom of that bushing, there's a groove for it to sit in, and you just kind of press it in there. Definitely, it says in the instructions, definitely start with one side and just work your way around. Oh, that was easy as shit. Yeah, that was easy peasy, guys. So no worries on that one. So you just do the same with the other one. Nice. So then it's just a reverse of the installation, Pop those guys back in, put your cotter pins in, and we'll see how much it improved the shifting feel. Well, as you can see, I have the bushings in, the cotter pins in. I did have to take the bracket off back there to slide these guys on because they're just way stiffer than the other bushings, and they're just not, compliant, which is a good thing. And now I'm gonna put those bolts back in here, put the intake back on, and put the battery back in, and we'll go see how the shifter feels before we put in the other bushings. There we go. Back on where we get. There we go. Alrighty. I just gotta tighten this guy down, put the battery back in, and that's pretty much done in here. And we'll see how the shifter feels. Alright, y'all. See how this feels. It's still got some play. I'll be honest with you, I don't think I noticed that much of a difference. Either way, I mean, those old bushings were definitely a little bit beat, so it's definitely not bad to replace them. I'm sure under hard driving, that's where it really comes into play. We'll do the shifter bushings in here now, so I'm gonna remove all these things. All right, so as I said, we're gonna be doing the bushings in here next. And to do that, we gotta remove all these trim pieces here. So we're gonna hop into this, and I believe the first step is a couple Phillips head screws. So that's one Phillips head screw. It looks like a penny because my shit's so rusty. So you move that, you pop this cover out, it just pries right out. Then we got a flat head there, and then a flat head on the other side right there. And I believe this whole piece should just pry right out. So let's go ahead and do that. There you go. Phillips out. We're back. Oh, nice. All right, these guys aren't screws down here. Flathead and like little trim screw pieces. So naturally, it being cold out, I'm probably gonna break as many clips in here as possible, but I think this thing should just slide right out. Oh. There we are. Honestly, that was pretty easy. There's a pin right there. So we're gonna remove that pin, pull this out. This guy should just spin and pop out. And then 1, 2, 3, and then under here 4 are where you pull these bolts out. There's bushings in there, you pop the bushings out and you replace them with those new bushings. So let's do that. This should be easy enough, right? Right? Nice. You just spin this little tab right here, like counterclockwise, and it just pops right out. You just need, you know, put a little bit of elbow grease into that guy. All right, y'all, bolts removed, as you can see. And I just pried this wire out, both here and here, just a flathead. And then this just kind of, yeah, wiggles out. And then these are the bushings that we're gonna replace at every corner with those other ones. So yeah, the sleeve, as you might be able to see here, yeah, has like a taper, I guess you'd call it, on the bottom. So push them downwards and it'll just push out. And then the bushing, just squish it in and then push it down and goes right out. All right, so I got those all out. And I got the new bushings here. So this one goes in the bottom, and then this one goes on top. So yeah, it sits in layer like that. So I imagine it's gonna be easiest to set all the bottom bushings up and then put it in place and then start bolting it down. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put it in place there, and then I'm gonna put the bottom like that, because that's the way to do it, and it's gonna be very annoying. So we'll come up here. That one's right there. There we go. Yep, cool. So that's going on top here, and we'll arrange it. And then they give it a weekly screw again. Put that screw in there. This ain't going nowhere, these are Jesus. Ta-da! A cute little shift knob. There we go. Now you know I have a fucking race car because I got a sweet shift knob. It didn't take out any slop. But, I mean, maybe on the hard shifts, because then that plastic won't flex. Well, it only flexes as much as the plastic flexes, not as much as the rubber flexes. Well, I'm gonna try and drive and shift and record, and it's not gonna work, but see how these shifters feel. Yeah, it feels pretty similar. I'm not gonna lie, it feels pretty similar here. Yeah, it feels pretty similar. See how it feels on track. Hopefully we'll be doing, I'm gonna hope to do some autocross this year, just so I get as much seat time as I possibly can, because being I'm gonna be competing, I wanna be as competitive as I can. And those guys, they're good. They're really good. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope this helped you install them if you have the same bushings. Hopefully you enjoy them a little more than I am. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. See you in the next one.
Thank you, sir. Come again.